Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I hope you have a great day. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. In this video, I will show you the process of making cocoa and chocolate. Besides coffee, cocoa is a popular drink worldwide not only because of its delicious taste but also because of the nutritional value that cocoa brings. Most people have had cocoa drinks or eaten foods made from cocoa like choco, but have you ever wondered how it is made? Cocoa is a pure form of chocolate. That means raw materials and less processing. Cocoa is made from the fruit of the cacao tree, a tree native to the Americas. The cocoa tree when growing produces fruit. Inside each fruit contains many small cocoa beans. And cocoa is made from these nuts. Let's explore the detailed processing. Cocoa farmers use long-handled steel tools to reach the pods and cut them without wounding the soft bark of the tree. Farmers collect the pods in baskets. Most countries have two periods of peak production per year, the main harvest, and a smaller harvest. Pods containing cocoa beans grow from the trunk and branches of the cocoa tree. Harvesting involves removing ripe pods from the trees and opening them to extract the wet beans. The pods are harvested manually by making a clean cut through the stalk with a well-sharpened blade. For pods high on the tree, a pruning hook type of tool can be used, with a handle on the end of a long pole. By pushing or pulling according to the position of the fruit, the upper and lower blades of the tool enable the stalk to be cut cleanly without damaging the branch that bears it. The pods are opened to remove the beans within a week to 10 days after harvesting. In general, the harvested pods are grouped and split either in or at the edge of the plantation. Sometimes the pods are transported to a fragmentary before splitting. If the pods are opened in the planting areas, the discarded husks can be distributed throughout the fields to return nutrients to the soil. The best way of opening the pods is to use a wooden club which, if it strikes the central area of the pod, causes it to split into two halves. It is then easy to remove the wet beans by hand. A cutting tool, such as a machete, is often used to split the pod, though this can damage the beans. After extraction from the pod, the beans undergo a fermentation and drying process before being bagged for delivery. The first step of processing cocoa is fermentation. Fermentation can be carried out in a variety of ways, but all methods depend on removing the beans from the pods, and piling them together or in a box to allow microorganisms to develop and initiate the fermentation of the pulp surrounding the beans. The piles are covered by banana leaves. The fermentation process begins with the growth of microorganisms. In particular, yeasts grow on the pulp surrounding the beans. Insects, such as the Drosophila melanogaster or vinegar fly, are probably responsible for the transfer of microorganisms to the heaps of beans. The yeasts convert the sugars in the pulp surrounding the beans to ethanol. Bacteria then start to oxidize the ethanol to acetic acid and then to carbon dioxide and water, producing more heat and raising the temperature. The process of turning or mixing the beans increases aeration and consequently bacterial activity. The acetic acid and high temperatures kill the cocoa bean by the second day. The death of the bean causes cell walls to break down and previously segregated substances to mix. When the fermentation process is completed, cocoa beans need to be dried. Cocoa beans are dried after fermentation to reduce the moisture content from about 60% to about 7.5%. There are two methods for drying beans: sun drying and artificial drying using wood and fuel dryers. Now, let's go to the process of making chocolate. The first thing that chocolate manufacturers do with cocoa beans is roast them. This develops the color and flavor of the beans into what our modern palates expect from fine chocolate. The outer shell of the beans is removed, and the inner cocoa bean meat is broken into small pieces called cocoa nibs. The roasting process makes the shells of the cocoa brittle, and cocoa nibs pass through a series of sieves, which strain and sort the nibs according to size in a process called winnowing. To bring out the characteristic chocolate aroma, the beans are roasted in large rotary cylinders. Depending upon the variety of the beans and the desired result, the roasting lasts from 30 minutes to 2 hours at temperatures of 250 degrees Fahrenheit and higher. As the beans turn over and over, their moisture content drops, their color changes to a rich brown, and the characteristic aroma of chocolate become evident. Although all steps are important, proper roasting is one of the keys to good flavor. Grinding is the process by which cocoa nibs are ground into cocoa liquor, which is also known as unsweetened chocolate or cocoa mass. The grinding process generates heat, and the dry granular consistency of the cocoa nib is then turned into a liquid as the high amount of fat contained in the nib melts. The cocoa liquor is mixed with cocoa butter and sugar. In the case of milk chocolate, fresh, sweetened condensed, or roller dry low-heat powdered whole milk is added, depending on the individual manufacturer's formula and manufacturing methods. After the mixing process, the blend is further refined to bring the particle size of the added milk and sugar down to the desired fineness. The cocoa powder or mass is blended back with the butter and liquor in varying quantities to make different types of chocolate or couverture. Packing is the final process of the production line. There are many ways to pack chocolate. They can be packed manually or by machine. Most large factories usually have their packaging line to be able to produce in bulk. Chocolate is usually wrapped in foil and then wrapped in a plastic or paper wrapper. After being packed, They will be put in large boxes and shipped for consumption. Are you a fan of the sweet taste of chocolate? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video.